Vance wants Attorney General Merrick Garland to investigate my colleague Robert Kagan for allegedly inciting insurrection by warning in his latest article about the increasingly inevitable dangers of a dictatorship under Donald Trump. For good measure, the ArrowRight Ohio Republican is asking Secretary State Antony Blinken to review whether to revoke the security clearance Kagan's wife, Undersecretary State Victoria Nuland, because her close relationship with her husband could compromise her judgment his best interests. The little woman, who was George W. Bush's ambassador to NATO and has decades of foreign policy experience in both Republican and Democratic administrations, must be under her husband's control, under ordinary circumstances. That is, under which Trump's re-election is not a serious possibility. Vance's letter can be ignored for what it is, a Trump-sycophant stunt. No sane Justice Department would take any action other than trashing Vance's letter. No State Department in its right mind would touch Nuland's warrant. But in the current climate, this spectacle needs to be taken seriously as preview of what life under a Trump presidency, or, as Kagan calls it, Trump dictatorship, might entail. Because we know, not from Kagan, but from Trump himself and his constitutionally ignorant supporters, that this is exactly the kind of abuse of power they intend to engage in during Trump's second term. If you missed it, please read Kagan's painful defense and this week's follow-up piece on how the country must confront the clear and present danger to democracy. Vance touched on a few sentences about what resistance to Trump's excessive intervention might entail. Resistance could come through some form of override from the governors of Democratic majority states like California and New York, Kagan said. States with Democratic governors and state offices may refuse to recognize the authority of a tyrannical federal government. Kagan later predicted that wouldn't happen, noting that even the bluest states are not a monolith, and Democratic governors will likely find themselves under siege on their own soil if they try to become a bastion of resistance to Trump's tyranny. Of course, Vance omitted this warning in his letter to Garland and Blinken, a graduate Yale Law School. He also neglected a true understanding of the Constitution, including the importance of free speech and a free press. Instead, Vance used his argument to do what I am sure he thought was smart about the Justice Department's alleged overreach in accusing Trump of trying to overturn the 2020 election. The headline of his office's accompanying press release said it all: Senator Vance condemns left-wing journalist for inciting insurrection against potential Trump administration. Maybe you could try Wikipedia? The first sentence of Kagan's article describes my colleague as an American neoconservative academic. He also served as foreign policy advisor Republican Congressman Jack